So I wanted to tear down some of people's like understanding of the human perception system, thinking that we are like this super being. Everyone thinks, oh, our brain is this special. Understand, no, like our brain is developed based on our sensory perception system. And the only thing that makes it special is these thumbs right here. They understand, like I can break it down for you. We'll start off with a couple of like some intuition behind like how our sensory perception system compares to that of some basic animals. Like the bat, for instance. The bat, right? We think of the bat as having this sonar. Sound goes out, comes in, right? But understand, there's a bat in a cave with thousands of other bats. How does it not like get its stuff mixed up? How does it see the world? Understand that when you stand up, right, you can only see what's directly in front of you. Like right now, I can't see my stomach. I can't see my toes. I can't see what's above or behind my head. But a bat sends out this signal, right? It hits the walls. It comes back in from all directions. A bat sees the world truly three-dimensionally, unlike you. And they do it with this modulated pitch. So it comes out and it comes back in. And it does that in all these different directions simultaneously in a way in which you don't necessarily have we don't have any way of even perceiving that. We think our eyes make us special, but even our eyes aren't that special compared to that of the eyes of like the typical octopi, octopus, squid, whatever. Understand that they can actually distinguish and like filter out all the other colors. So imagine if you had like all the colors and that forms white and you have like these really highlights and then red comes in. You wouldn't really necessarily see a little red LED like what's on your TV if it was sitting behind a whole bunch of car headlights. But for an octopi they could, because they can filter out all the other colors and just see a specific color. So that's just like the hearing and then the seeing. Understand, like right now when you can't see what's behind your head, you can't see necessarily what's below your feet or even your stomach, what's above your head, what's behind your head. A bat can see all that at the same time. It comes in and it really maps out a three-dimensional environment. That's how this little thing can whip around in the darkness with thousands of other bats eating bugs at speeds you can't keep up with. So then that's just our ability to see. That's our ability to hear. What else do we have? I guess we have the ability to smell, but that's pretty garbage. I'm not gonna get into all of our senses, but you know how they say like a dog is like something like 10,000 to 100,000 times better than our smell. A bear, even better than that. Understand that like we don't really understand what that is like. When a dog or a bear walk up to something and they smell it and you're thinking to yourself, come on, stupid dog, let's go. You're gonna walk. Understand that dog is seeing like chemical makeups of things and they're seeing it with like a timestamp. So they can tell like, oh, so-and-so was here so-and-so time ago and they laundered around here. They took off, they laundered around there. They can tell that they were sick with so and such. I mean, obviously a dog doesn't know like chemistry or like medical science, but they can smell timestamp information. So as we walk around as humans thinking that we're special, understand that our sensory perception, which is what makes us, I mean, what else would you consider make you special? The only thing that we really have is the ability to perceive the future and to manipulate our present based on our past and based on what we perceive the future to be. And that comes with the ability to make tools, our thumbs, our fingers, right? We have the most dexterous hands of any animals, and then our brain has developed based on that. And if you think, oh, well, human brain is still special, look at a newborn baby and tell me what's special about that brain. Flailing, just twitching, can't even, no control at all. Nothing special about the human brain. Every brain is developed based on what it has the ability to manipulate, based on its situation. You took that brain, even your brain now that's developed, put it in a lizard. How special would you be? You'd be the most special lizard. No, you'd probably be the first lizard to die, sitting there bored out of your mind, So understand, as humans, we're not as special as we think we are. We need to track back and understand where we fit into the animal kingdom. We can develop tools, and no one can really develop tools on their own. Most of it is just all of the humans before us, all the people that preceded us. Even myself, as a mechanical, electrical, software, materials manufacturing engineer, if you left me out in the woods right now, you'd never see a transistor, because I wouldn't even waste my time looking to try and figure that out. So I could make 1 billion of them and put them inside a phone. No. Understand that we're not as special as we think we are, and we need to track back. We need to understand where we actually fit in. We need to be more modest, understanding that we're not that special. We're not as special as we think we are. So remember, you think you can see the world with your eyes. You can't see as well as a bat can hear our three-dimensional environment. Try and tell me what color is behind your head. What's behind your head? Not off memory. See. Close your eyes and look around behind your head. Tell me what you can see. Tell me when you can smell something and know that it was there 2 weeks ago or a week ago. How long it stayed here before it took off in that direction. That's a dog. And that's a bat. I understand that an octopus, right, in the ocean, can see things that you will never be able to see just because it can discriminate against specific light frequencies. These are things we don't have the ability to do. All we have is our great imagination and our ability to reflect on the past and to perceive the future. And that's it. Alright, so if you like these videos, if you get anything out of them, if you're watching them, please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps with the algorithm. I'm going to drop a couple of those pictures that I was talking about in my previous video and explain how to get to them or how to do it yourself. So you can try it. And I'll show like one or two of the pictures, but I'll see if I can't make a specialized video for that. The first thing you need is like a phone stand, like this, or a rock. Anything you can prop your phone up on, because you're going to have to take these long exposure photos. Now, I'm not sure if you can do this with an iPhone, so a lot of you might have no ability to do this. But if you have like a manual or a pro mode on your camera, right? If you have like a Samsung, it's called Pro Mode, Pro Photo, Pro Video. If you have an LG, I think it's called manual. Basically, what you need to be able to do is you have to be able to set up a specific exposure. And you'll see like the little 10-second exposure on there, 10 or 20 seconds. You need to set your ISO. I know you don't know what these things mean, but just try them out. So it's the exposure is to 10 seconds or more. You want your ISO to be lower, and you want to aim toward a darkness. When you're looking at your screen, you probably won't see anything on the screen. It should look pretty dark. Make sure your lens is clean. When you take the photo, don't touch your phone and just give it a second. It's going to take 10 to 20 seconds. And then the photo that'll come, you also need to make sure that you save photos as raw versions. So you'll see them come through as like these, they're not necessarily like a typical JPEG. They'll come through as like what's called a DNG usually. And when you look at the size of the file, it should be about a 24 megabyte photo, which for reference, this is, a JPEG is typically around like 4 megabytes. This is going to be like 24 megabytes. It's quite a bigger photo. And it takes you about, like I said, 10 seconds. So be patient and you'll get some pretty photos. I'm also going to show you how I was able to take a photo at night. Not like a typical night mode where you get like brighter photos. I'm talking about taking a picture at night that looks like you took it in the middle of the day. Like the sky is going to be bright. You're going to see the greens. You're going to see the reds. And you can do this pretty similarly. You want to turn your ISO up. Now, if you have a focus assist on your camera, you'll see where when you go to focus, maybe your screen will start to look really green. It shows you what you're focusing on. When everything kind of looks green, showing you that you're kind of focused in on everything, even though you can't really see it on your screen, then you'll take the same 10, 20-second exposure photo. If you get a photo back that's just all white, then you put your ISO too high. Lower the ISO a little bit and try taking that photo, a photo at pitch black, where I'll show you these photos that I took at 4 in the morning, where my camera had photos I couldn't see with my eyes. I look out there and you'll see like the little child playset thing. I couldn't see that. It'll show you darkness in the woods, and it looks honestly pretty creepy, because this is the kind of stuff that can actually be used for high intelligence spyware type stuff. So, and for our phones, right, like it takes us a longer exposure, but understand that we only need that exposure because our lenses are so small. But if you had like a larger device, something with like a larger lens, you wouldn't need 10 seconds. And so when you see those old photos or those old videos with night vision and it's just all red, understand they don't need that nowadays. With modern day camera type devices, you can have night vision that looks like just daytime vision, like you're just looking at what you see here. And this is the evidence.
This is that playground video I was talking about, or the picture I should say. Now, I don't know how the quality is going to come out because I'm using a video editor. So I'm hoping that it looks as good as it does on my phone, but that is why I gave you the instructions on how you can take these pictures yourself. That's also, so if you're looking at any of these and you're thinking to yourself, oh, these are edited, or what's the big deal? Just try it yourself. Find a phone with a friend with an Android and try it out. So we're going through some of these. I'm just showing you, this is the night sky I took. It was, really dark out there. Here is the dark sky. This isn't the original. These are screenshots of the DNG. For whatever reason, I couldn't find those photos. Like I said, you can always try and find it yourself. Now, in here, what you're noticing is this is the light that doesn't interact with our typical mask. So you're going to see blues, you're going to see red stars, blue stars, green stars. Just amazing shit.